ha ha.
Hi, I'm Chrissy. Thank you for joining us with a new episode of We're Talking.
I'm Terry Mueller, and we're excited to bring you some entertaining, friendly debates.
And I'm Vincent Acuna, and today we'll be talking about the California new late start law. Make sure you stay tuned today, because today we're talking.
Very smooth.
Comparison, but still, it's very goofy sometimes.
Macarena.
Oh, she's super hot. She's my favorite actor. Wait, no, Emma Stone.
Are you depressed? Do you wish your stain remover worked as advertised? Do I have a solution for you? Goon. Goon is way better than OxyClean. Buy Goon now. Or else. Buy Goon now. Or else.
Welcome. So, how do you guys feel about California's new late start law?
I mean, I don't like it. I really don't like it at all.
Why?
I hate it.
Well, what do you guys not like about it?
I mean, I just think, so it really breaks down to multiple aspects, you know? Like, starting later, we get out of school later, which means, like, going for kids that have the 7th period, they're here till almost 5 o'clock. And so it's just like, I don't know, I feel like it's one of those things where it's not worth it. I'd rather get up earlier and get out of school earlier than be here till almost 5 o'clock.
Naps. I
Yeah.
like naps. That's great.
How do you guys feel about it?
I feel like there's some benefits to it, and like what you said with the whole seventh period aspect, you can also take 0 periods and be fine.
Yeah, and who doesn't like sleeping? Sleeping's amazing. You can sleep a whole extra hour and still make it to school on time now.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on how much homework you have, because if it's like last year, you have like a specific schedule. So you get home from school, do whatever you're gonna do, and then you're like, you have to do your homework. So then, I mean, in reality, you could be up the hour later, so you're really not gaining any sleep.
Yeah, do you feel like you're really, like, getting that much more sleep? Because I kind of, like...
I do, actually, because, like, I don't know, I feel like the amount of homework that I'm getting, I'll go to sleep at the same time no matter what. I kind of just take the time to do it earlier, and then I go to sleep earlier.
For me, it's
Grandma.
normally not just homework or anything school related that keeps me up later.
It kind of sucks. I hate it either way, because, well, I like naps, as I've previously stated before. So, like, I can't even nap without actually falling asleep and waking up at, like, 7:30 the next day.
Damn, it takes some really long nap.
Exactly.
That
They're
ain't a
tricky,
nap,
man.
that's not a
You
nap,
go
that's
to
just
sleep for like
sleeping.
10 minutes and you wake up
Hibernation.
5 hours later, and then you can't just fall asleep at the normal time you would probably fall
It's
asleep.
not a nap. It's just going to sleep like really, really early.
Exactly. That's why I hate it.
Then don't do it.
No. I like
Okay.
snapping.
Take a nap for an hour. Set a timer, an alarm.
No.
But if you're
too
just
late
like,
for
if
that.
you're just chilling on your phone and you fall asleep, you can't control that.
And that's like half
Be like,
my
oh
naps.
wait, let me wake up. Let me become wide awake for like 5 seconds to set a timer, and then I'll fall back asleep.
Which you probably would even sleep through.
Yeah,
I
I sleep
don't.
through all of my alarms. I have 5 alarms set in the morning, and I sleep through all of them.
I don't know. I don't sleep through my alarms.
Well, do you guys feel like it's like affected your performance in school at all? Like,
That's a hard one because I don't think it's really affected my performance like in a super beneficial way, but it definitely hasn't negatively affected it. So I can't say it's
Has it
negative.
affected you negatively?
Yes. No. I mean,
What?
I don't know. Like, I don't have a lot of classes this year, so it didn't affect me like to begin with. But I know a lot of people that it has affected. Like, I mean, my best friend, she's a whole nother story. She just kind of like, she goes to bed late, gets up kind of late, and then because she gets less sleep this way, because she's like up the night before doing homework, and then like she still manages to fall behind, which don't ask me, I don't know about that, but I don't know. She definitely didn't benefit from it.
does it seem logical to you at all? Like the whole change. Like, does it seem like it was a good decision to make?
I wouldn't say it was a bad decision.
Well, I don't think it. Yeah, it was logical because scientifically we are supposed to get more sleep, and we are more nocturnal in our age. But it also is a disbenefit to where
I mean,
we get out super late at the end.
but it depends on the person too, because like look at like the kids in sports, football, like soccer, swim, whatever. Now they're here till much later. My best friend's in swim. She's here she's doing swim till like 8:30, and then she still has to go home. She still has to do her homework, eat dinner, all that stuff. So she's staying up till like 10 or 11 o'clock at night. So she's really not getting much sleep, like as much sleep as she would have last year at least.
But that's a fair thing with what Landon said about the whole, like, teenagers being notorious for being more nocturnal.
Yeah.
Most kids went to sleep at midnight last year, too. So it's not really that different, but you do get the
No,
chance
but
to
you
wake
do
up
feel
later.
more awake now at midnight than you did last year.
Right.
Like if I stayed awake till midnight last year, I would probably be like, oh yeah, I feel tired, but like I just can't sleep. Like there's just
That
something
sounds
going
like
on.
a you problem.
Oh yeah, and falling asleep early is your problem. So what's your point?
I get more sleep than you.
I don't know. There you go.
Do you think this has affected like your parents or like people that like kids who can't drive yet? Do you think like it affects how like their parents' routine?
Oh, definitely, yes.
Yeah, I think so too. But I mean, we can get back to that.
Yeah, that was a lot of interesting takes. I think we should take a quick break, and we'll see you guys when we come back.
What? Keep talking. What? About what?
Mop that just makes the stain worse. You want a mop that can clean stains easily. Call 1-800-555-2555. That's right, 1-800-555-2555. Or get at your local store today.
Hey, I gotta go use the bathroom.
Robert, why don't you, Mr. Grip?
Welcome back to We're Talking. So, where did we leave off? How do you guys think it
Parents.
affects parents?
Yeah.
Yeah, parents.
It
like,
definitely affects parents.
Yeah.
Like,
How so?
I mean, okay, so middle school wise, they still start at like, I mean, depending on the middle school, they start at either 8:30 or like 8. So getting your student or your kid to their middle or elementary school, and then having to take your other kid to high school, if they start at the same time, there's not really like that balance, especially if you're like me, where my middle school is 20 minutes from here, or it was 20 minutes from here. So like that wouldn't have worked out for my mom in the long run if like my brother was going here and I was still going there, you know?
Yeah. Do you think there's like any benefits for parents, like with
Benefits for parents
Like,
with this?
yeah.
Pickup.
Oh,
Pickup is a
pickup.
benefit. Because now that it's later, it's closer to when, like, say, either like a lunch or even when they get off of work.
It could be, but a lot of parents work 9 to 5 jobs. So we get out at 4 o'clock. That's still an hour of the student having to either sit here or walk home while the parents still have another hour of work.
yeah, like how do you think this would affect like the younger siblings? So I know like the elementaries and middle schools don't start later, like the high schools do.
Middle school does.
Not all of them.
No,
Oh, in California, yeah, it was a law. It's not as late, but it's still 8 o'clock.
no,
Well-
Yeah, legally, it's in the law.
the Valley View starts at 7:30.
What the hell?
So
There must be a different.
Well, they're breaking laws then, or they just have to do
Maybe.
it next year.
I don't know.
Because yeah, it's all middle schools in California are supposed to start by 8 o'clock, and we're supposed to start by 8:30. High schools.
Well, I have a younger sister who's in elementary school right now, and the change in time has actually helped my parents a lot because she starts at about 7:45, like the bell rings. So she'll leave at 7:38. They go drop her off, come get me, and then we go to school. And they have time to drink their coffee after they drop her off too. So it worked out for them, but I can see how it would be difficult for other parents with
Yeah.
When
other
you say coffee,
situations.
I mean, like they can do this now.
Coffee break?
Delicious.
Do you think it like affects? Do any of you think like affects teachers at all, like negatively or positively? Because like I know that like
Well,
teachers have to have an opinion on it too, because they have to come.
I think it depends on the teacher. I mean, if it's a teacher that also does, like, if they help students run clubs, if the teacher happens to also be a coach, like, they're here later, or if, say, they have a second job that they work after school, that is now pushed back in hours, so they may not have, like, that extra time to work an extra hour with that job, or their time here is the same, but
we have a teacher. We can ask a teacher. Keep talking.
Okay. Well, with teachers, I feel like there's also a lot of clubs, and so there can be like earlier meetings now, and tutoring is also available. Like I feel like more people will come to tutoring now that it's
in the morning.
in the morning,
Yeah.
so they can get here at like 7:30, which would be like how it was last year. And so I feel like that's good for both teachers who provide tutoring, like they're not wasting their time,
Yeah.
as well as like it can even benefit the students like getting tutoring, you know.
Right.
Also, but like, what about teachers that commute? Because a lot of teachers here at Quartz Hill, they have to come in from like the valley and stuff. So
I mean, the larger commute is kind of tough depending on the time because traffic is definitely a thing. So they're maybe more likely to get stuck in traffic, stuff like that, to and from work. Because, I mean, traffic's an all-day thing, so.
I hate driving in traffic.
Yeah, but traffic also has its pockets, so.
Yeah, pockets of almost crashing. It sucks. I hate traffic.
Okay.
well, do you guys feel like you're more productive now, or
That is the one thing I will agree on. That
Yeah.
with the later start, my brain is actually awake, but it doesn't mean I'm any more smarter. It's just that I'm able to think of everything before I do something. So like I'm not like half asleep thinking like, oh, how the hell do I find the x equal to y minus the 5 of w? You know,
so you're more awake, but you don't feel more well rested?
no.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, being more awake, I feel like you get more work done too. Like, I don't know, for me, productivity-wise, I get home and it's later, so I know that I have to get my stuff done faster. Like, before, I would kind of put it off until really late and then get it done, but now I don't, so.
I still mildly procrastinate, but it's not by choice. That's another thing. Like, say, like for a lot of us, we're teenagers, we're starting to work. We now have jobs. Getting out at 4 o'clock, I mean, you can't work that many hours being like that, so you have to start a lot later and all that kind of stuff. So luckily for me, I get out early, so I can still like start work at 4 o'clock, but it's still that thing that's just like, it's there, you know, because a lot of like seniors and stuff, we still get out after 6th period. So it doesn't work out super well if you're trying to work.
6th period.
6th period?
But also,
yeah, you get out at 6th period. After
you were
6th period.
talking more about seniors, but this kind of affects everyone. So,
Yeah.
seniors, it's like, and not all seniors.
Seniors
but-
are like a rare exception because they can have like 2 classes and then leave.
Yeah, lower classmen have to like stay the whole day no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Depends on the seniors. I know
Depends on
seniors who
seniors.
have fallen way behind, so they have to be here 6th period.
If not more.
Yeah.
Well,
not
maybe
more.
it was due to the time change and their parents kind of fell behind, and so.
What if it
they're-
was due to this time change? They fell behind
Exactly.
because we start an hour later.
It
Everything's
happened
falling behind.
4 years ago at this time. It was crazy. They fell behind. That is their parents' fault. So this time change sucks overall.
Well, was the transition like hard for you? Like from like waking up at 7? Oh, so that's the question we'll leave right now. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Are you depressed? Do you wish your stain remover worked as advertised? Do I have a solution for you? Goon. Goon is way better than OxyClean. Here's what a customer has to say about Goon.
Goon is very good.
Buy Goon now. Buy Goon now. Buy Goon now.
6, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of time to go over it yourself. If you don't know the counts, please ask someone who does know the counts. I would 10. When I see you guys again, that should be 3rd, 4th, 5th,
5, 6, squeezed it.
So I have some unfortunate news. You know, your fellow classmate has passed away tonight. Unfortunately, they took their own life.
Nice to see you again. So back to the topic. I left off asking you guys like if the transition was hard for you. Like, how was it waking up from like starting your day at like 6 in the morning, going to school to 7:30?
It wasn't hard at all.
I thought I was late. I literally thought I was late to,
Yeah,
to
yeah,
class. I was like,
That's true.
oh, well, missed the first day of school. And I got there and was like,
This day.
oh, well, it hasn't started
But that's
yet.
a good thing, because then you're like, oh my god, I'm late, and then you realize you're not, and you're like, it's a good feeling.
Yeah,
That's
but
a
then
good
I
feeling.
realize I have extra time, so then I procrastinate on doing what I need to do, so then I almost end up being late.
But like, do you know how you have like a weekend schedule and then like a during the week schedule? So like on the weekend schedule, you can like wake up at like 7:30, and then on the weekend you wake up at like 9 o'clock in the morning.
No.
I feel like I'm always on that weekend schedule. Like I want to wake up at like 9,
I'm the
8:30, 9
opposite.
o'clock. But by the time I wake up at 8:30, I'm already like 15 minutes
That's
behind schedule. So
crazy.
I'm like, no.
That's crazy, because on weekends
So
I'll wake
yes,
up at like,
I was having a bit of a transition period between the early start and the later start.
that's crazy though, because like, this is kind of random, but like what you said, like it's the opposite. Like, I wake up on weekends at like 7 in the morning, and I'm like, oh my god, it's not school. But
Yeah, I most of the time have work on weekends, so I have to wake up earlier than school.
Well, how do you guys think this affects like students? Because it's like all over California. So how do you think this affects students like outside of the Antelope Valley, like in LA, where they have to like get bused to schools like in a county over?
Maybe it would be better, because that means they get to the bus later too, you know? Like, is that what you're kind of talking about? Like that?
Maybe they just
Kind
like, have
of.
more time to travel there.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, but they also have a different schedule. Their schedule is different than
Yeah,
what
so, like-
we have. Ours is specific to where we
Where
live.
We live.
So
right?
they could be starting
So-
at 8:30 and getting out at like 3
Mm.
if
Yeah,
they
so
really wanted to.
You can't really ask us that question because like different districts. you know,
Well, yeah,
have
but
different
everyone,
things.
it's still like the same law. Like you're still getting
Same
all of these
law, but
schools
we
are still
wouldn't
getting
really
out
know.
later.
We wouldn't really know, so we can't exactly talk about it.
Yeah.
This is just my thought on it.
Yeah.
It's very. Our experience is very specific. We can only speak to what our specific experience is.
How do you guys feel like the flex days changing too? Because like,
I wish they were on Wednesdays.
I
Like
miss
that's
the
like looking
Wednesday.
forward to the middle of the week kind of thing. Like that's like the very you know you're in the middle of the week because it's a shorter day. Now it's like long day, short day.
I miss
Now
Wednesday.
we have a bunch of long days again. So
I miss Wednesday.
I do too.
because like I have a friend that said that it's just like it's not even like a good short day. It's just inconvenient. Like it's just an
Yeah.
inconveniently short period.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wednesday was like a transition period between the week. It was like a cushion of a deep fall from Monday,
Yeah.
and just like, okay, I have some time to breathe. And then Tuesday, and now it's on Tuesday, and you're just like, why
I
is
don't
it
even
here?
wake up.
Why is it here?
Yeah.
I 100% agree.
It's like a push out of the flow you get going through Monday.
I kind of wish they would have just taken the extra hour and separated it equally between the 5 days. So we just got out a little bit.
Like a few
earlier.
minutes
Oh,
earlier,
like
yeah.
Yeah, just
Instead of
earlier.
3:45, you get out like I don't know 3:30.
3:30, yeah.
Yeah.
And like I don't even notice when it's a flex day anymore. Like
No.
it'll be
Right.
Tuesday
it
and
feels
I
the
won't
same.
even know that it's a flex day.
Right.
Every single time we'll get off like 10 minutes early. I'm like, what's going on?
Right. No, I definitely really liked the old flex days where it was like they cut the class in half, or almost in half. Like, just, I don't know.
But they kind of were useless periods. Like we really didn't do anything on those days. If not,
I mean, it depended on your
Yeah.
teacher because I know last year that I had a teacher. He would always give us like work on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Not that it was really hard work, but it was still work in general, and we'd have to complete it within the period. If not, then we might lose points because it's technically late. So
Yeah.
that was just my teacher. I don't know about any of you.
But it's also kind of, in a sense, like, Wednesdays last year were kind of like study hall periods almost. So it would give you, like, the extra time, extra half hour, whatever, to catch up on either, like, late work from that class or even if you're caught up, just, like, late work or extra homework from a different class. So Wednesdays were kind of like study hall days last year, whereas Tuesdays this year, 10 minutes off the period, oh yeah, you can still complete, like, a whole new assignment, you know?
Well, do you guys feel like because the whole thing is like the school started? Do you like school starting later? Do you feel like school started too early last year, or was it like still fine? Like, was the change really necessary?
7:30 is kind of early.
It is, but they could have just
And I
backed
also
it up
feel like
like
8:45
a
is
half
a little
hour
late.
instead
Yeah,
of
that's tough.
like an hour and 15 minutes. If we started at like 8 o'clock, that's still an extra half hour, you know?
I think that's
whole
valid.
hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah, an hour and 30 is a lot.
well, yeah, I kind of don't understand why we're starting at 8:45 when the law is 8:30. I feel like 8:30.
I thought it was 8 o'clock.
Huh?
I thought it was 8 o'clock, not 8:30.
No, it's 8:30.
I thought it was
8:30
I
is
think-
the law.
I think the law is like, yeah, you can't start. No high school can start before 8:30.
Why is that high school?
Why is it high schools?
Like trade the I'd rather trade with the middle school. Like give us the earlier time, man.
Yeah. I'd love to start at 8
Where's-
o'clock.
where's 8 o'clock?
is like that perfect median, you know? I feel, at least in my opinion, that's how I feel.
I agree.
But
Yeah, I agree. I feel like 7:30 was kind of early and 8:45 is a little bit late.
yeah.
Kind of want to go off on a tangent. Why don't we have a longer lunch? That's something that I kind of wish we had.
Because
That is a good question.
Because
Well,
if
yeah.
we
Keeps
kept
getting-
the
keeps
exact,
We have a
getting
longer
short.
schedule too. So
I was gonna
like-
say if we kept the exact same schedule last year, but just pushed it back by an
You
hour
should
and
have
15.
a longer lunch.
I mean, yeah, but we wouldn't have been getting out to like 4:15.
No. Well, not. I will get that part, but like, Why not take the extra time instead of putting it into the classes? You put it into the lunch period, because I know a lot of seniors who are like complaining about the time, like saying like they can't, they leave, and then by the time they get back, there's classes already started. Like they have no time to eat their lunch, so they're like, what the heck?
Yeah.
So that's just pointless.
Well, this has given us a lot to think about. While we sit on this, make sure you stay here on We're Talking, and we'll be right back after this short break.
Don't be that guy. Get the silent pen. To get your very own silent pen, call 202-555-0185.
Welcome back. So, okay, I feel like you guys have been, talking about how bad it is, and you're talking how good it is. Like, can you think of any benefits that might have come from it that,
I mean, I don't know. Let them go first.
Do you think of anything negative about it?
Negatives? Yeah. I agree with the whole situations on sports and after-school activities. I feel like people get home pretty late.
We also have to get to class a lot quicker, because now we have shorter periods between classes than we had last year. It's 5 minutes now.
Yeah, it's 5 or 6 minutes now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now it's 5.
No, it's still 7 minutes now, isn't it?
No, it's 5 or 6 minutes now.
5 minutes.
It's
5 minutes.
I've timed myself at 7
I
minutes.
feel like it's 7 minutes, to be honest.
The passing period?
Guys.
Yeah.
Isn't it 6 minutes? Mr.
6
Dr. Reddy
minutes,
said
maybe?
it was
It's
6
7 minutes. It's always been 7 minutes. Okay,
Okay.
sorry.
Well,
sorry, I know this is supposed to be closing statements, but
yeah.
like,
So
it's 7 minutes.
what do you guys have left to say about the whole thing? Like, how do you just feel about it in general? It's like summarized, I guess.
I mean, overall, in reality, California citizens are the ones that asked for it, and the government listened, so it's just, I mean, it's our fault, really.
I asked for a 30-minute pushback, not a whole hour. 15 minutes.
Yeah.
What about you?
To close off, I don't know. I feel like there are some downfalls to it, but like you said, we did ask for it. And there are some benefits to it as well. The extra rest and the being able to get to school later, I feel, has definitely caused for students to have more time when they get home. Like, like they get into it more, be more active and stuff.
Yeah. Well, do you have anything else to say?
Nope.
You sure?
She summed it up for me.
All right. Well, then I feel like we kind of covered everything we really needed to. So, I'm Chrissy.
I'm Terry Mueller.
I'm Landon Palumbo.
I'm Haley Mackey.
I'm Vincent Acuna.
Make sure
Tune in next week for another
awesome episode of
We're Talking.
Sure looks strange to me. You really came down to earth. ho, ho.